Hello, Lil Boo. Hmm. I'm confused. How do you give labels to things on Codeberg? Like, what the fuck? I was pretty sure that you would just open the issue, select the label, and that was it. There's no save button down here. There's oh. Oh, it's just slow as fuck at doing it. So you basically you have to watch until it's done. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. I wish I could remove this spam. I was trying stuff out and I soiled this issue. Oh, there we go. Do you think XCV, I'm guessing, is an ideal one for event wrapper in Zig? No, I don't think so. I think you should use std.io what we have in the standard library. It they're completely mutually exclusive, and libxcv was created before we had async.io in Zig itself. You should use the Zig provided solution, not a third party one, unless you have a very specific reason to want to use something different. And then, then obviously you should do that. But if you don't have a strong reason to do otherwise, you should use std.io. Hey there, Teufel. I like to tackle the safety issue later today. No, you shouldn't. I'm labeling issues that are ready for contributors with the contributor lady label. And as I mentioned in the kickoff meeting, you guys should stick to those. And these are basically the ones that are ready to work on. This one, this one is actually more complicated than it seems, because I mean, this is obviously a simple change, but I need to make sure that all the metaprogramming that deals with IDs also supports this correctly. So, um, I'm sorry. These are the ones that you can pick from for now. I'm gonna add more in the future, but leave these other ones to me. So, what are we doing? Oh, what are we doing today? I think I'm going to continue with the message synchronization between server and client. And also, by the way, sorry, I didn't say this, or I think I didn't, but I did push my changes. So my changes are live. It's it's this comment here: better message client server sync. So this is it. So this was recognized as a move, but these guys did not get recognized as a move. Oh well, home is fine. Chat is actually surprising. Actually, maybe I should take out contributor ready to this from this one and leave it to Andrew and just assign Andrew in a sense. Can I assign somebody? No, because they need to be members of the repo, so I would need to transfer the repo and invite people in to be able to assign things to them. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's time we move to the org repo. Sorry, to the org account. Okay, so to double check. Yeah, we have a Weibo chat. I think a Weibo chat is fine. New owner, a Weibo chat. So there we go. I'm gonna write this in Discord. Okay, we kept the runners, so we didn't lose anything. Okay, everything seems fine. New team. Team name, specific repositories, all repositories, can create repositories. Uh, do. Core team, I guess. Then you should only contain Oh, core, are you happy? Oh, there's not even invite system. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna add people that have submitted a successful PR. Neurosite. I'm gonna start with them for now. Okay, so with this, I can do this then. Assign to neurosite. Assign to Andrew. Okay. We'll add an image of a ptarmigan as a profile image of a Weibo chat, maybe. We can do the hmm, hmm, did you learn programming language theory and idea for beginners? I'm from a TypeScript background. I mean, I did go to university, so I did study computer science. Um, what do we call this? Hello, Phil. Zig uh, Webby. There we go. I don't know. um, who else got a PR in? Uh, David. This one doesn't count. Core read. Why does core have read? Um, I guess this is just it's just because it's not full write, so that's why. But I guess I could make it full write maybe. Wait, what happens if we make it full write? No, I'm curious. What does it show up as? Now it shows up as right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is done. What next? What next? Hmm. So I could do this one. I don't know, but I want to continue the client synchronization stuff. And you know what? I also need to make tea. I haven't made tea yet. So maybe we can do that. Mm. Advanced message sync. I mean, this might be overselling it, but I guess that's where we headed. And then the cable doesn't have access to macOS stuff. Yeah. What does it look like right now? It looks like very ugly. You want to see? Like it's super ugly. But that's because we're not really investing any effort into making it look nice. We're still doing the basic mechanics. So, you know, it's like a super crappy Discord, but we have all the UI components that are necessary to try stuff out. Like these are actual messages being sent to a server, recorded, and then if you disconnect and reopen, then the server uh, sends this information back to you. Um, there's voice channels that you can join, uh, but audio used to work, but Andrew regressed it recently for all platforms except Windows. He's a Windows fanboy. He doesn't like that other platforms other than Windows have functioning stuff. So he always tries to give Windows an extra edge. Now, well, the story is that we are trying to replace the audio integration library that we were using before. And on Windows, we were using the Windows native APIs called Wasapi. And so that stuff stayed. But the rest of the integration was using a library called Port Audio, and Andrew ripped out Port Audio. And so without Port Audio, now we're left with a dummy audio interface that doesn't really interact with the OS as it should. Like this should show my real devices, and it used to. But now we have the dummy audio backend, and that only shows, fake stuff. Um, so this is where we are right now. It doesn't look like much, but again, it's because we're still building the basics, like getting the UI to be cool and nice. Comes after you properly synchronize messages, you properly interact with OS APIs to get audio devices, you properly, do this stuff. So that's what we're doing mainly. What's the GUI library? It's called DVUI. It's a Zig. It's a pure Zig library. Well, not pure, but like it is a Zig library. It's an immediate mode GUI library. So if you there's a demo that you can see online, like this is like a web page, but it's not. This is WebGL. So you can open the demo window, and you can see all the things that it can do. Text layout, plots, canvas. So you can do a bunch of stuff. The reason why it looks super ugly in our application, it's mainly my fault. Uh, you know what? There's no point in stating this now. Whatever. Okay. Does that bypass Win32 and use NT or lower even? Um, Wait, you mean the audio stuff like Wasapi or something else? If you're talking about Wasapi, I actually don't know where Wasapi lives in terms of DLLs on Windows. I would say it's not a particularly low level API. It's like the normal API that you would be using to do audio on Windows, I think. Um, when it comes to other things, though, we do skip Win32. Like I think that for networking, for example, we use lower level APIs than Win32 on Windows for asynchronous IO or well, non-blocking IO. Um, okay, so I need to go get my tea up so that it starts brewing. You know what? I'm not even gonna put the countdown. I'll be right back, but I just need to start warming up the water. Um, I'll get it up and then we can start working. I'll explain where I got to right now with message synchronization, and then I'm gonna start improving what we have. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, where are we right now? Also, why did this client not want to shut down? Oh, I know why, because I turned on the audio stuff. Because we turned on the media stuff, but then we never shut off the media stuff. Okay, that's a problem for another day. Let's continue with the message stuff. So, client and server agree that a host is made up of channels, and channels is an array of channels, and each channel has a channel can be of different kinds, right? That is important. So some are voice channels, some are chat channels. There might be more channels in the future. For now, this is what we have. So we do so let's see. Chat channel has messages. Most importantly, it has a message window because it only remembers recent messages. RETUI client issue. Do you have a preferred library for that or something bespoke? Not that I'll do it, just curious. Oh, because you saw the issue. Yeah, so I think that this is the one that most people use nowadays. It's called Libvaxis by Rocco Rager. It has like 2 levels. There's a lower level API that basically does um, terminal, escape code management, input reading for you, that kind of stuff. And then there's a higher level API where you can create straight up widgets. So you create, there's a view widget, or I don't know, maybe they don't call it view, but there's a box widget of some kind. And then there's a text input widget, maybe, scrollable thingy widget, maybe. I don't know what the widgets are. I've never used them, but this has both lower level and higher level capabilities. And I use Libvaxis, sorry, and I use it for Bork, but I only use the lower level API. I do all the rendering myself. I just ask Libvaxis for information like how big is the terminal, um, what's the user input, that kind of stuff. Bork should work on Windows as is. I'm pretty sure that I made already work for Windows. I might have not released. I might have not tagged that release. I don't remember. But I'm fairly certain that this version of Borg works on Windows. Okay, so I noticed that I put so many typos in this document the other day. I'm also thinking that I'm explaining things maybe not the right way, but anyway, we'll reference maybe this document once we get there. So, what are we doing right now that is wrong? Right now, the server keeps accumulating messages, and it doesn't stop at only the latest 50. So, we need. I'm starting to think that I don't even want a DQ at this point. I think I want my own ring buffer implementation. Hmm. Yeah, for now, let's stick with what we have in the standard library. So we can do it like this. We can do buff is channel window size of message. There's a buffer, and then we do a dequeue, for which we do init buffer. Oh shit! For which we cannot do init buffer, for it needs to point at itself. God damn it. Um. Hey, oh you what? Hey, Ramadan, you watched the the interview? Oh, hey, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I did. You know what's funny? We recorded an interview like a handful of days after, um, the whole GitHub um, safe sleep thing exploded. I don't know if you saw the news. Like there's a yeah, Zig quits GitHub. It was just a few days after this. I mean, yeah, these people are like they're dinguses. That's you shouldn't do that. But Yeah, the funny thing is that this thing was making the news, and I recorded uh the interview right in the middle of it, and so it is what it is. It is what it is. So if we use a deque, now this is even more cringe because it doesn't have a buffer inside of itself, and and we can't point at buffer. Like we cannot do this. And also, you know what? Not only we cannot do this, but also this guy is gonna keep a reference to this guy. This is so annoying. I think we need our own deque. I think we need our own data structure for this, and we stop using deque. Okay, brace for impact because we're writing data structures now, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. Pub function. Actually, is it even a function? Do we want to make it generic? We might not even need to make it generic. So message buffer, I guess, for now. Channel dot window size add usize equals 0, len usize equals 0. Okay. So now we need add. At this point you know what? At this point we can do this. We can basically use message windows for this directly, like this. Yeah. Okay, if we are gonna ever need this thing to become something more, like if we want to reuse this logic, then we'll create a dedicated data structure. Otherwise, we can just blend it inside here. Okay. So add now will need to do more work because it doesn't. We don't have push back, push front anymore. We'll have to make our own version of this stuff. So I don't even remember what push back and push front, like the semantics are specifically. God damn it. uh, okay. This has to become something more complicated now. Either that or we make private functions for this. Do we do we make private functions for this? Maybe. Okay, so push front means that we want to put something at the front of the queue. Shouldn't pop function get also have argument be a pointer? Maybe. Give me 1 sec. I'll go grab some tea. Okay. So push front. Push front. I'm having trouble picturing what it means to push to the front or to the back of the queue. I almost prefer right and left better. I'm guess right is the front of the queue, left is the back of the queue. No, front of the queue is the left, back of the queue is the right. I guess it depends on how you want to picture it, but the way I'm picturing it in my mind, that's how it should be. So push front means that you want to replace the old head with the new head. Yeah, it gets popped first. Yeah. Although we never pop here. I think this whole semantic of push front, you know what? Push new and push old. Why would we ever need push old? Because when we're fetching from the database, we sort things from newest to oldest. So we have to use push old because the first thing that we put inside is the newest message. Basically, the database gives us things in the opposite order than what we would want normally. So let's do push new, push old. Although now that I say it like this, then front and back makes more sense. Okay, that's fine. Front and back. Push front. Okay, so if if mw if mw len is equal to mw dot buffer dot len, so if it's full, I think regardless we want to do mw buffer at mw.len modulo mw.buffer.len, which means also that we want these things to be powers of 2 so that the modulo operation can become more efficient. Um, we want to set that to MSG. So this is certainly something that we want to happen. They want to see happen. Then we also want to see that if length if length if length is if we overread them, then it means that we need to move. I don't want to call this head. I think I want to call this tail because we want to keep track where the oldest message is, not where the newest message is. So let's call it tail. So we want to move tail forward. So if it's full, then we want to do tail plus equals percentage. Well, no, equals mw dot tail plus 1 modulo mw dot buffer dot len. We also want that to happen. Right now, there's one thing that's missing, which is freeing the item that we evicted if we evicted one. I remember SQLite has a limitation where you can have one writer. They changed it. You can have concurrent writes now. Do you think it will become a bottleneck for the chats? Nah. Even if it had only one, um, even if it still had the only writer at a time, it's a chat application. Like the frequency to which you send messages in a chat application for humans is ridiculously slow, like stupid slow. You as a human exist at at a speed that is like orders of magnitude, multiple orders of magnitude slower uh than SQLite. So like you would have to have the most absolutely unhinged and insane chat server to get to a point where the single write from SQLite starts becoming a problem. And even then, there's ways around that. So you could still compensate for that by doing batching. Um, so even then, it wouldn't really be a problem. But they also fixed it. They do allow concurrent writes now. You can see for web apps with SQLite, they have one write connection and X read connections open. I'm not sure what you mean by that. In any case, I am like very confident that it is impossible for this to be a problem. If you have a problem, like if you have an application and you think that SQLite is your bottleneck, I would bet important, like huge sums of money. The chances are that is not the case. It's not SQLite your bottleneck. You're doing something else that is dumb. You are doing something dumb with Python. You're doing something dumb with JavaScript. Maybe you're doing something dumb with Go. That would be my bet. Okay, I think that we can make this so much nicer. So here's how we do it. Um, go to this definition. Let's make it a power of 2. Um, so max int of, and so what's 64? 64 is U5, right? So we made this a U5. Okay. We use window size. We guarantee that it is a power of 2 because we are using max int. So this should be better now. Although I think it's not this operator. I think it's at mod that gives us the speed. I think we have to use the built-in. And here we can do this. Now we can use this operation. Okay, let's make this better. So let's see. Thank you for starting the project. Since the current state of code is minimal, I can still grasp how it works. Thank you. I think that even if it gets more sophisticated, even as if it gets more sophisticated, this code base will still stay pretty understandable. Um, that is my, I don't know, my promise to you or something like that. And yeah, so I think it should be like this. IDX needs to be mw.len. This is the new index. Well, the modulo. No, this math is wrong. What the fuck am I doing? This is the modulo of len plus tail. Actually, I would say even tail plus len. Tail plus mw.len modulo I think we can even do it like this. Index of type channel dot window size is this plus percentage mw.len. So this is the index candidate. Then the question is this index an empty slot or is it not? How do we know if it is an empty slot or not? Basically, if it's lower than tail. If it is lower than, like, if the number is lower than tail, then it's a new item. So I think. If it is lower than tail, then it's a new slot. Otherwise, it cannot be greater than tail, so it has to be equal than tail. So assert idx lower or equal mw.tail. Otherwise, the math is toolbar. Then if it is equal, then it means that we are in the eviction case. We're about to evict an element. We want to do mw.buffer at idx.deinit. And then we want to do the assignment. So we can even remove these guys. We do the assignment. I don't know why it doesn't want me to auto format. We do the assignment and then oh no, you know what? I think we do it like this because this is the same condition, I think, essentially. So if we are if you're overriding, oh, else, okay, else. So if you're overriding, we do this and then we do mw.tail plus equals 1%. And otherwise, we do mw.len plus equals 1. No need for percentage. Okay, I think this is the function. And this needs to return the new index. So it needs to return IDX. Delightful. This is actually delightful. Making our own implementation is actually really paying off. So push back means, I think for pushback, we want like an assert. Or the tail is 0. Hmm. More than pushback, I think this should be like backfill. You know what? We should really just call it backfill. And enum should be new and backfill. So this would be new. This is backfill. Hmm. Yeah. It's not a real push. And this guy also doesn't need GPA. Okay, straight up like this. Push new backfill. Okay, so add click mode. Okay. The init. Now the init is different. This is now for actually what? Well, now we need to be able to we need to grab the front and the back slice, I guess. Okay, so we need the, like w.front or w.back. There's no items to the init. Okay, and now we need to make front and back. Front. This can actually be app functions, I think. Again, front and back really have no meaning in our context. Um, or, well, I mean, okay, let's start with back. I guess back is the slice that starts at tail. Slice that slice that ends at the newest message. Okay. So, um, well, this is the one that starts at tail. Or we could just do like slices and then something that returns both slices. Yeah, we always want them. There you go. Okay, slices. Um, so the first slice, we'll just do this. From tail to the end. And this length is mw.len minus mw.tail. I think this is the first slice. The second slice is mw.tail plus mw.len all modulo so we go from tail plus len, or wait, could this be just len minus tail at this point? No, the end is, god damn it, I think the top one is right. The bottom one, I'm not so sure. Mm, oh, actually, we cannot assert. No, yeah, it's correct. We do assert the tail is 0. So tail is going to be somewhere, and then we have essentially the end. The end is at tail plus len modulo length. That's where the end is going to be. But this number could be small. Like tail could be 5, len could be 1, and then it's 6. Then we're still at 6. So like this slice, this basically is only if this number is greater than. Okay. Yeah, no, I think I fucked up both slices. So what if tail is at the very end? Yeah, if tail is at the very end, this needs to be an empty slice because and we need some modulo logic because this need to become 0 if we're at the very end. Tail. Okay, let's say the tail is 5. Like the buffer is 10. Tail is 5. Len is 1. So that would be, yeah, that's definitely not like how I wrote it down there. Now, if len is 1, then we're good. If len goes over, if tail plus length go over the end of the slice, go over the end of the buffer, then we need to stop there. So we need to do like the minimum value between MWLAN and channel window size minus NW.tail. Okay, I think this is the first slice. Okay. And that means that I also don't need to do this. Or am I dumb? No, I'm dumb. So if len is lower than window size minus tail, then we use len. Otherwise, we use window size minus tail, which is what remains. Yeah, okay, this seems correct. MW buffer. Um, so this is kind of like, if here we didn't choose mv.len. If we did choose mv.len in here, then this guy is basically empty. If instead we chose the other one, then it means that there is something for us to pluck. Maybe we can do it like this. This is the case in which len does not wrap. So we can do this, and then we can do this straight up. Those slices shouldn't overlap based on phrasing. Correct, they should not. If len wraps, then we want mw.buffer tail dot. In this case, this is the first slice. And then the second slice is window size minus tail. No, wait, what am I doing? I think this is wrong. This is window size minus. Yeah, no, that's actually right. No. No, that is indeed correct. Actually, if len wraps, then we can just do this. What am I doing? Yeah. Then we just do this. And then some length will be consumed. And then the other one is mw.buffer at 0 dot 0 dot. Basically from 0 to the remainder of length. What is the remainder of length? Is length plus its tail plus length modulo. like this, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So this is slices. So with this, you can get access to all the slices in the world. We probably want to also have at. Hello, crypto code. Okay, this should be it. Okay. So when we do add, this becomes when we deserialize. This needs to be backfill. We're backfilling. No GPA needed. Why are we going here in the middle of nowhere? Chat message new. Uh, no, you know what? Message add should not accept anything. This should just do push new. It should not do backfill. I think backfilling should be a dedicated operation because we only do backfilling. We only do backfilling when deserializing and when loading from the database. So this guy should not be doing backfilling. So that means the backfill should be pub and it should be a higher level API. So I'm going to put it above push new. Yeah, backfill. And then we also do this. We also should assert this. We also assert that we don't find existing. So it means that we need GPA again. Well, that's fine. Hmm. Backfill can indeed error route. And oh, wait a second. Backfill doesn't need to return an index because it needs to do this. There we go. Okay, so backfill. Okay, this is starting to make sense. So backfill, unlike add, like push new, right? Because it's a higher level API now. That makes total sense. Okay, so what is the next problem? Message list. Right, messages len. This is now messages.len. And this is now messages at. You know what? I think this whole thing is unnecessary. Oh, what is the problem now? Expected for arguments found 5. Why did one go away? This is sus. This is sus. Wait, did we give pool? Oh. This still doesn't explain why we're getting this weird error because why is this happening now? It has to be the result of me touching something. Well, let's fix this first. Server run 841. Server run 841 is this? What is going on, man? I mean, server run 841 has nothing in it. I guess this is reproducing wrong info. Channel kind chat messages add. So this part is correct. But this is not add, this is backfill. Okay, next problem. Instead of chat, chat 31. Oh yeah, I fixed some of these things, not all of them. So this guy is fine. Yeah, this guy is probably not fine. Let's see, serialize. Okay, so we're here. We're serializing slices which go from the oldest to the newest, and then when we deserialize, we backfill from the oldest to the newest. We do not backfill if we do it in this order, though. If we do it in this order, then we can't backfill. And it's kind of a shame because backfilling is actually more efficient than appending at up front. I guess we can do front fill. We could implement front fill. No, you know what? I think I'm being stupid. I think this is fine. No, this is different than what the database does. The database gives us from the newest to the oldest. So this is truly backfilling. While in this case, we are doing from the oldest to the newest. We're doing add, we're not doing backfill here. Again, unfortunate. Backfilling would be more efficient. I think we need a thing called front fill. We need to front fill. Okay, now sizes uh, is channel dot window size. And this is more like buffer, I guess. Take int size is the buffer. Although this guy is not gonna, yeah, this doesn't divide. Can we do add size of? So this is gonna give me a number of bytes. Hmm. I guess we need to make an int. Signedness. Unsigned. Com time bits. Size of times 8. So this is it. Okay, I was saying we broke it somehow. Expected what? Pointer t found const pointer t. Um, okay. Okay, the other problem is that don't have front fill. Front fill means that I think our backfill implementation is actually wrong. I think what we implemented is front fill because we start by you give me the oldest number that goes where tail is. Tail stays at 0, and then we move forward. Yeah, we actually implemented front fill. Front fill puts stuff at index I. Do we increase length, by the way? We also forgot to increase length. That's also bad. Yeah, so the idea is you give me all this message first, and then you give me the progressively newer messages. So this is front filling. Which is basically an optimized version of add. We well push new basically add plus push new. Now backfill then has to work differently. Backfill is you give me first the newest element, the newest message, and then you go backwards. So how does that work? How does that work? I guess we do length minus module 1. Hmm. So the problem with backfill is that we have to go the other way around. So we need to say that the index is. We cannot assert the tail is 0 because we want to move the tail. Man, I kind of wish we would do just front fill and then reverse, but that's also inefficient. So index is length minus percentage 1. Actually, no, it's tail. It's tail minus percentage 1. Tail becomes index. Uh, We can also do this. We move tail forward by 1 so that we set the first item at index 0. Actually, no, we do it at length, basically. We set tail. No, that actually is already correct. That happens already automatically. Yeah. So tail becomes the last element in the array, which we fill. Maybe this is it. Maybe this was it. We just needed to go backwards. Okay, let's see what else we need to do. Expected for arguments found 5. Okay, this blows my mind. How is this a problem now? Expected pointer of type T found const pointer. Oh, is it slices? Oh, shit. Okay, I see. That was actually fine. Chat messages add. Uh, right. This is it. Okay, expected for arguments found 5. App command queue buffer. Refresh function. Environment. But GUI doesn't have environment. So who regressed this? Somehow we regress that thing. It's insane. Oh shit, am I looking at lowercase core? No. How did we end up with this core file? Oh, we lost this stuff. We lost the init. We lost a bunch of things. I need to check out core basically. Somehow core got like regressed hard. I don't know how. So it seems that here we don't want to do it like this. Okay, so it's Zig built. Cool. Oh, we had a bunch of those running. Okay. So, okay, we failed to run while loading database index out of bounds. Index 31, length 31. Indeed. I guess this is wrong math in backfill. Yeah, because this gives me length. Well, actually, does it? Why does it do that? Oh, because this needs to be max int plus one. In channel. Can it be that? No. They don't represent the integer value 32. Hmm. But they might be 0. And then window size is going to be 256. So how we do this? I guess we do just a little bit of math. We do mw dot tail plus mw dot len. Do we get widening? No, I think we need window size. I think we need channel window size minus nw tail minus nw len. But that is also U size number, so we can't go negative. I guess we need this to be greater than this. If window size minus tail is greater than len, is that it? If the buffer size minus where we're at is lower than len or equal. Well, no, it wraps if it is lower than. I think this is how we need to do the thing. Okay, so this should have fixed the stuff. So buffer size minus, oops, minus what we occupied If that is less than len, then len is wrapping around for sure. Okay, so this math checks out. This says type U5 cannot represent value U32. Okay, what is the problem here? Does this make you happy now? No. Why does it think the window size should be U5? No, that's not what it's saying, I guess, because we're not saying this that this is a U5. We're saying that we're saying something different. Wait, what the fuck? That was it? That was really it? Really? So that means that this can be moved down here. Hmm. Okay. Server run. Hello, standard pointer. So we are server running now. And look, these are messages from the oldest to the newest. From the oldest to the newest. So arst. No, I'm saying something stupid. This is the newest, from the newest to the oldest. This is the newest message. This is the second newest. Then Z, then 2, 1, then arst, then 4, 3, 2, 1. These are the four oldest messages in reverse order. Okay, what are we gonna see now in the client? The correct something weird. Why are we seeing this here? And it is. Oh no, wait, it's in the second channel. Wait, where is this arst message? Oh no. We have RST. Oh, I think I see what's going on. So I think everything is fine. Yeah, there's this arst. Okay, so everything is fine. What's missing is that we're missing one message. I don't know if it's in is it in a different channel? No, it's still in channel 0. These are all channel 0 messages. So in here we're not rendering the last message. That's the bug. Uh hello X2 Adam Parker. Hello Neurosite. Hello everybody. I already greeted Standard Pointer. So we're almost there. Somehow we are failing to render the very last message. Lol. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was a crash. Why did we crash? The client crashed. It wasn't even the tail. Oh no. Assert that index is lower than or equal m.tail, mw.tail. Well. Well. That is only true if we are wrapping around. So that might be an overly eager assert. Push new. Yeah, no, this is only true if we are wrapping around. Assert. What are you using for the GUI? I'm using the DVUI. Uh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna delete this assert. Um, it's fine. There's no way we got that math wrong, right? So fuck, we failed to connect. Now we crashed the server. How? Integer overflow. Integer overflow. Panic integer overflow. Oh. Uh let's see. I don't know if you saw, but LibAxis has been ported mostly to 0.16 dev, so I hope to do some actual TUI rendering later today. Awesome. I did see, I think somewhere a mention of that. I don't remember if it was a comment of yours. I think it was a comment of yours in your PR. DDUI? No, this is DVUI. Um, sorry, I should probably also send it on YouTube, but Borg cannot send messages on YouTube. The Matrix PR removed setup TUI client from build.zig. You might want to add that. But what the fuck? So how did this happen? Like, are we using? Are we getting like a worse merge algorithm? Than on GitHub? Like, what is happening? No, okay. The messages, the things that were lost on my end were lost, I guess, because of my editing process. But how did that? How did merging the PR? It was in the comment of the PR. Oh, that is my bad. I should have looked more into it. I see. So I guess what happened is that one of the times where Matt force pushed, uh, he maybe did a wrong fast forward, and I didn't notice. All apologies. God damn it. Mm. Okay. So what happened here? Stack trace, and the message is integer overflow. So these gave us a integer overflow. Hmm. Right, because we cannot modulo window size, or can we? I actually don't get how this happened. I think we need some printing. Oh, now we see ours, but we don't see the new message, the LOL. This should trigger the same problem. This does not trigger the same problem. Oh, it's here. Okay, so it's on client like reconnection. Here's the stack trace on here. Window size 32. Oh, tail equals 21. Length equals 12. These numbers seem suspicious. I don't have 21 messages anywhere. What? Tail at position 21, length 12. Although that is maybe the result of backfilling. Yeah, that's the result of backfilling because we're doing 32 minus 12. Hmm. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. And then we need to investigate why we have these numbers. They are not completely wrong. This is probably not undefined data, I think, because the numbers kind of do check out. I don't know. We do have 12 messages, I think. Like, that is reasonable, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, I see 11 messages. Where's the 12th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, maybe because we were in the process of adding another element and the logging is after some side effects? No. Oh, well, it's in the call to slices. Holy shit. Okay, I don't know what's going on. We need to figure it out. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. What are we messing up? Integer overflow. You know what? I think window size maybe shouldn't have the +1. I don't know. Actually, I think I'm not even sure that the mod operation is problematic. I don't know. Let's see. Let's rerun the server and enjoy the extra logging, and I guess we'll see. Panicky integer overflow. Oh, now it's here. Because tail plus len. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the overflow. The overflow is that we're overflowing U5. But of course we are, because, well, of course we are. Right. Of course we are. So end of type channel dot window size is mw.tail plus percentage nw.len, and that's it. So with this, we should have avoided the previous problem. Okay. We connect. Now there's lol also, but I think we posted another message afterwards. Now we see lol and ft. Close, reopen. Now we see 1, 2, 3. Something is going out of whack. It is for sure. But here we're doing fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? We should reset the server. I think we should reset the database and just do numbers. Just have one line of numbers. Oh, authentication failed. Okay, we got rate limited. So these are all errors because we got rate limited. Exceeded user action limit. Yeah, we sent too many messages in a row, but this is fine. So we now, if now we restart the server, we see that we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. We have 4 messages. And here we see only 1, 2, 3. Now the question is, what did we send? So let's log from the serialization code and see what we sent from the server. Okay, so does message have an FMT function? It does. Okay. Deserialize. Okay, so let's see what we see now. Identifier message. Yeah, it's M. Okay, here we see deserialized messages 1, 2, 3, and 4, but 4 does not render. There's also some weird space here up top, which I'm not sure what that is about. And here we say serializing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the serialization code serializes correctly. The deserialization code receives correctly. But somehow we have crap in our system. I think at might be wrong. Yeah, wait a second. What is this crap? Who wrote this thing? I did a moment ago. It is absolute ass. IDX is of type channel dot window size, and it is mw.tail plus slot plus percentage slot. Oh my god. That add function was completely garbage. Expected U5 sound found U size. No, that is correct. That slot cannot be a. We can accept U size, but then we need to incast it somehow. Let me think about it for a second. What does plus percentage does? It's modulo. It's like wrapping around addiction. Oh well, some. So it does basically a U5 has maximum int U32. Sorry, a U5 has the maximum value 32. So if you do like 20 plus 20 plus percentage 20, then it does 40 modulo 32, which is 8. So it's basically requesting explicitly wraparound semantic for your addiction. I shouldn't say addiction. I'm addition. Addition. Thank you. Addition for your sum. Uh, We still don't see 4. We still do not see 4. Hmm. So I think this math now is right. Let's go look at the rendering chat panel. So maybe I left garbage in here. Rendering message ID 0, text nothing. Rendering continuation message ID 0, origin 0, author 0, channel 0, text nothing. That's not good. That's actually not good. Also, why do we keep seeing garbage in the logs, but we don't see garbage, but we see the correct contents in the GUI? Huh? Message ID 0, origin 0, author 0. That's bad. What is happening? Oh my god. What the heck is happening? Well, one thing is for sure, this thing now cannot be copied around. Like, you cannot copy these around. You cannot, like, this is bad. This is bad. It needs to, we need the metaprogramming to accept pointer cons too. Serialize inner pointer dot star. Oh, but it's in line at least. Well, okay, so this is fine. Okay. Mm, I still don't understand though what's going on. I don't understand what is going on with the behavior with at. Hmm. Okay, so if this here looks okay, then what about this? What is C? What is C? C is a pointer to chat, which is fine. So this is actually all fine. I think it's the FMT function that has to have something wrong with it. I don't get it otherwise. Like, how is it possible that it keeps saying 00000? I don't know. Let's see what are the the indices that we pass around. Let's see if those at least make sense. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Those indices do make sense. So that does make sense. The values that we get back are wrong, like truly weirdly wrong, because they're a bunch of zeros and they shouldn't be a bunch of zeros, especially considering that we have land set to the right value. And again, these guys do render kind of correctly, not entirely correctly, but they do render kind of correctly. So how does that even happen? Um, like if I now add a couple messages that with text, we have Arsta, we have banana, we restart. At least Arsta shows up, even though this is saying that we're rendering nothingness. Also, sending messages to the second channel does not go well. What happens in the server? I am so confused. I think I've introduced some very funny error modes. But again, server serializes stuff reasonably. So server serializes reasonably. Client deserializes reasonably because we see that in the log. So also deserialization is reasonable. Then what happens afterwards is not reasonable, and also sending to the second channel did not work, which is weird. So yeah, we have these bugs. I think I need a short break, and then I need to return to this with a fresh mind. How is it that we are getting garbage in here? I don't get it. Like, where? Okay, I guess the question is, where does chat come from? Because maybe we're looking at a bogus instance of chat. It's this C kind chat. H channels get active channel. but that is fine. It gives me a pointer to the channel. And then we look at the chat kind of that channel. And messages len is fine. I, is it at that gives absolutely bonkers values? Okay, so we see at 0, 0. That's correct. Like the fact that these are one-to-one mappings, that is correct. These numbers look correct. Text, this is bogus. Okay, so this is wrong. So that means that we bungled front fill. So we bungled the implementation of front fill. Front fill, this should be. So here's why we are missing the last one, because um, they're offset by 1. Like this guy should be 0. This guy should be 1. This should be 2. This should be 3. This should be 4. Um, why is 0 bogus like this? We need to solve it, and it is entirely front fill. Tails equals 0. Oh, it's like this. I'm a dummy. There we go. Okay, so we fixed the weirdo printing at the top. Also, what is it that something at some point like fails hard? Is this going to be a TUI? Yes and no. This is a GUI, but there's also TUI client. So the idea is to do both. Okay. Some weird behavior fixed. Oh, we still have the ad spam. Okay. So now we have a problem with the second channel. Why is it sending uh, a message to channel 1 fails everything? Because um, we seem to be sending that message, but then we never want to play it back. And also, if I look at what we receive here, we only receive stuff from channel 0. Where did the messages from channel 1 go? So it seems that both server and client have trouble with channels that aren't channel 0. Uh, so this is gonna be the next thing that we need to fix. Okay, you know what? Quick break, and then we're gonna investigate this other problem. So we're getting to a point uh, where messages are becoming usable, but still a little bit of work to get there. See if we're missing anything on the repo. Oh, all is quiet. What do we do to take a short break? Do we do Arca News? uh, I quit coding years ago. AI brought me back. Hmm. Amazon is ending all inventory commingling as of March 31, 2026. I don't know what that means. This will reduce your chance of getting counterfeits from Amazon when buying from a reliable seller. Oh, I see. So that meant that if two different sellers had the same product, then all their like if both sold the same charger, then all their actual items would be put in the same bucket because they were considered fungible. Like, uh, but now they're not doing that anymore. In the past, third-party sellers would warehouse products with Amazon for fulfillment, but Amazon would treat all of the products with the same SKU as being interchangeable. Aha. No matter who sent them in. So you'd get other sellers' inventory sent to you if it was in a closer warehouse, meaning you could order from a good seller but get counterfeit products sent in by a shady one, and Amazon wouldn't even tell you that they did a switcheroo. This change is important for safely buying genuine products such as 3M respirators. Huh. Oh yeah, I saw the high-speed train crash. Yeah, it sucks. Okay. So our question is, what is happening with non-channel 0 messages that makes them on paper send correctly? Because we were receiving a successful reply from the server. Actually, we can try now so that we can read the logs. So I send a message for channel 1. I receive a reply from the server that says not only basically my request succeeded, but also we immediately received a confirmation that there was a new message for channel 1. But look at the server. In the server, there is no mention of what happened. Now, well, we see the client request, so we don't see what happens with the database. But then when we rerun the server, we see loaded channel ID 0 and then loaded channel ID 1, but then no chat messages are loaded for channel ID 1 because it has no messages. What a story. No. What am I saying? Oh, it's the opposite. You see first those messages, and then you see like, okay, we completed loading channel 0. Oh, look, so the channel 1 messages are here. Okay, so the channel 1 messages are saved, and they are present in channel ID 1. And we do send them over the wire. And the client does receive them. The client does receive them. Oh, and now it renders them. What the fuck? So now it works. Oh, what is this thing? So we got a crash though now. Oh no, I think we got the previous application to leave. These are logs from the previous application. Okay. Okay. I guess I needed to restart the server for some reason. There was a change that wasn't being picked up. Oh, you know what? Uh, Probably this had to do with some bugs that I had. Like the message implementation is shared between server and client. So every bug that I fixed for the client, I was fixing also for the server, and the server was also affected equally. So what happened is that we needed to restart the server before this stuff would resume working again. Yeah. Okay. So we have two channels. We have functioning histories. Now let's make the chat window smaller and see if it works. So we made the chat window even smaller. We go in channel and we say, you know what? Window size is a U4. We only do 4 messages at a time. Or what am I saying? It's a U2. We only do 4 messages at a time. Same with the server. Loading integer overflow. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice. So this is I know what this is. This is a fix in run. Limit is not 50. Limit is Awebo channel dot window size. Integer overflow. Why? Oh, because length needs to go over. Oh, god damn it. Length cannot be a U5. It needs to be a bigger one because it needs to do +1. Hmm. Interesting. This is gonna cause all kinds of issues. God damn it. If only I could do this. Ah. And the stale plus length plus percentage length. I guess I need a wide tail. I guess I need to widen tail. If I widen tail, then we're good. Oh, but the plus percentage then doesn't work anymore. Right. Man, Zig is not helping me out at all with this stuff. Bad Zig. Bad Zig. Bad Zig. I guess I need to do var end equals mw.tail and then end plus equal. Accept the type U2, found U32. Okay, so it straight up does not want me to use this operator this way. So I guess I'm misusing the operator then. So we had to do mod. What's the problem now? Uh, Zeno. Hello, I thought I already followed you, but maybe that was on YouTube. Oh, thank you for the follow. Finally planning to pick up some Zig and I appreciate the content. Awesome. Well, thank you and enjoy the ride. So accepted type U2, found U32. That is fine. Also, to remember if I want mod or RAM. Okay, so here now we have the same problem. Do we? No, that is actually fine because this is never going to be len. This is being asserted to be lower than len. Then what is your problem here then? Expected U2 found U32. Also, there's something else. MW. All right, something that deals with MWN. Oh, here. I guess it's the same problem. Push new. And so to compute the index, we do tail plus length. Hmm. So wide tail. And then we do mod of tile wide tail plus len modulo channel dot window size. And then we int cast. So with this, we're happy. Server starts. Client starts. That this is wrong. We're seeing garbage. Oh no. We garbaged this. We totally garbaged this. I guess we don't want len, we want end. If instead of len we had end, then we would be fine. So let me undo these changes because these changes are wrong. So end would be like newest. But no, that also doesn't work because then what if it's empty? If it's empty, then yeah, no, we need len. Oh Jesus. I guess we need if statements. So what we could do is this. If length equals channel dot window size, then we know that it is tail. Yeah. This is kind of ugly, but it works. Oh wait, you know what? I was saying that it was wrong, but actually it is not wrong. I forgot that I reset it, and now wait, or were we loading wrong messages? No, we reset the database, and so this is what we have now. We have 4 messages in. Okay, you know what? Reset the database, and yeah, let's start from a clean slate. Okay, so we're doing 1, 2, 3. Already, we're not seeing anything. This is bad. This is bad. So this is wrong. So actually, was what I was doing earlier was not that wrong. I replaced it with something wronger. God damn it. Although there's probably a better way of expressing this math. Yeah. Probably we don't even need the int cast because this is widening. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. So it's not working because we're not seeing them. That's wrong. We still do not see them on restart. And also when serializing, we're serializing wrong. We're only serializing the old stuff, not the new stuff. Why? I think the problem, okay, I think I understand the problem. The problem is that if this channel is new, then the server doesn't manage it correctly. If the channel has data in it, then it does. Yeah, the problem was that the channel was empty. So why does an empty channel cause us trouble? This has to do with the initial procedure to load stuff from disk, because we basically have this, but then we have messages that never kicks in. And so we never call backfill. And it's almost as if backfill fixes something. But that should not be the case. Mm. That should not be the case. And in all cases, we do this. In all cases, we do this. So even if the channel is empty, so that means that the bug is in add new. I guess add new is not working as it should. If this is empty, well, push new basically. Starts at 0. 0 plus 0 modulo whatever is 0. So our index is 0. If index 0 is equals tail, oh, there we go. That's the problem. Then we try to de-init. That's the wrong condition. Because this will equal 0. So the condition, the more correct condition is this equals 0 and w.len is channel.window size. So if it's full, we do this. We were basically conflating the empty case with the full case. I guess that's like the most common bug that people have in ring buffers. And guess what? I'm also enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride, like everybody else, it seems. Okay, so this means that now channel is empty, but it should work, and it does. Oops. ABC. Restart the client. 1, 2, 3, 4. ABC. Restart the server. 1, 2, 3, 4. ABC. Okay, we fixed it. Okay, we fixed channel loading. Now here's where things get crazy. Now I'm gonna do something crazy. In theory, if everything works correctly, now when I add the fifth element, the first message should disappear. This is not normally what you want, but but you do want to have a sliding window of messages that you keep in the client and messages that you older messages that you forget about. 4 messages is a little bit too small, but it's it allows us to test this behavior. And indeed, we forget 1. So that worked. And in the server, if we reload, yeah, we don't load 1 because it's too old. So, holy cow, making my own ring buffer. I made my own ring buffer. What can I say? Horrible experience. Truly a horrible experience. But we did it. So that was a log, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have a ring buffer that does what it needs to do, and it's our own. It's not the standard library one. This one is designed specifically for our use case. Let's explain what front fill is used for. Front fill used by protocol.deserialize when we receive messages oldest to newest. from the server. Backfill. Where's backfill? Backfill. Did I get them wrong? No. Deserialize alloc uses front field. That is correct. Used by server.database. Well, this is not exactly true. This is done in run. Used by server when initially loading messages from the database, oldest to newest. Sorry, no, newest to oldest. Okay, so we also have an explanation. Okay, so we have this sliding window. This is good. What we need next is what we need next is I guess we need APIs for fetching the history. Like at some point you will want to scroll up and you will want to obtain some of the history. So we need also an API for that. Well, you will be like scrolling around. Okay, I think this can be a commit. Although we should probably set the window size back to a reasonable number. So U5 it's 32, so it's U6 that we want, I think. 64 messages per channel, or do we do a straight up U8? U8 means a lot of messages. U8 means 256 messages. That is a lot. That is indeed a lot. Well, the point is not 256 for one channel, right? Imagine that you have like a server with 50 channels. So now it's 256 times 50 every time you reconnect that you might end up synchronizing. Which, to be fair, it's not a gigantic number. But once you start factoring in, chunky messages, attachments, reactions, Let's keep it at 64 for now. I mean, we can always bump it up, so that is not a problem. Can you synchronize lazily, i.e., only when a channel is clicked? Yeah, but it is a ugly experience. That basically adds a delay to every time you click. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so we have that. Oh, do we have CRI running? We do. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Let's see this one. Wait, what's the... Oh, we're doing Arch and x86 for Linux, I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, man, sorry, I was really deep into this stuff, but we got it working. So hello everybody. Also hello Ethernet cable. I don't think I greeted you. We have now... So we have the active message window. We do correctly have messages slide through it. The next step is having the client retain message history and synchronize it with the server. But also we need to synchronize all other resources, not just messages. Messages are just the most like cursed resource to synchronize, which right now we're... so what's happening right now is that every time you reconnect, we resynchronize all messages entirely all at once every single time, which works. It's just inefficient. Mm, we need to implement first, I think, synchronization of everything else. Like I think I want to leave message synchronization for last and first worry about everything else. So what is it? What else is it that we want to synchronize? Well, I think clients should have always a full list of all users in the server. Clients should have always a full list of available like emojis, reactions, emotes, I should say, emotes, reactions, that kind of stuff. Although reactions are not really implemented right now, users are. So we need to synchronize users. We need to synchronize channels. These are the two main things that we need to synchronize. And again, we right now we're sending channels all at once, but we also need to update like channel metadata. Um, I think based on needs. So let me think about it for a second. Okay, so this took 2 minutes. We do have some reused stuff. So we can now, I think, finally answer the question of what's happening with cache. We have reused stuff. Well, no, wait. Reused is not what we want. What we want is cached. right? We want to see cached, not reused. And this is not great because I think we are seeing here reused, but we're not seeing cached. And somehow, I bet you that none of them has anything cached. And to be clear, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for cached. In our case, nothing is cached ever. It's either success or reused. And reused means that the same thing is dependent in multiple places. And so you just build it once within this current build process, and then you can reuse the same result multiple times, obviously. But none of these comes from cache. So we have no caching right now going on. Kind of sad. I think it's the matrix stuff. I think it's the build matrix that doesn't work as it should. Also, this says complete job. There's no logs. Why does the last one have no logs? Hmm. No, cache is not working. So, what do we work on next? Actually, I'm gonna tell people that cache is not working. What does OSS stand for? Open source software. Is the repo public? Yes, it's this one. Actually, you know what? Whoops, I got it wrong. It's a Awebo. We actually moved it like right now, like earlier today. This is the correct link. Sorry. Codeberg.org/Awebo chat/Awebo. Be aware though that like this is very early days of the project and there's nothing much that you can do with it. So you'll need to be patient a little bit. Like even to have something worth playing with, you'll need to wait a little bit more. We're getting there, but not quite there yet. We also had audio working, like audio calls, and that also got regressed. So uh, we'll get there. How many active contributors? Well, we just started. Um, let's see, PRs. One, two. This guy doesn't count. Three, four. Four active contributors. A few more that are interested but haven't contributed a PR yet. So we're just getting started. Yeah, I'm lagging shambles. Well, because that PR was just to test CI, so that doesn't count. To be fair, he was helping out because he was helping diagnose why ECI was not caching. Well, currently still is not caching, but he wasn't working on the project itself. Okay. So if we were to work on messages, what would the next step be? Oh, right. I was saying we need to work on synchronization more as a whole, and the synchronization is synchronization is requires dealing with other resources first. Will there be a per message size limit in byte terms? For sure. Uh, a limit without a doubt, right? Um, in practice, I think that should be maybe something that that the admin can configure. So like um, admins could have no limit, well, like no enforced limit at the application level. I don't know. Maybe there's a limit in how much stuff you can pump in a row in SQLite. I don't know, but the idea is admins will have no limit, and then normal users maybe will be enforced a limit. I don't know. And then depending on the type of server that you're running, you decide that limit. And also it depends maybe also on the type of channel. Like there should be probably a limit for normal chat channels, and then there should be a different limit for forum style channels, for example. Why choosing SQLite over something like Postgres? Because Postgres is a separate service that you need to install, manage, and administrate, and it's annoying. SQLite is um, embedded in your application, in your server, and so you just run the server and you don't have to run anything else. And for the needs of a chat application, SQLite is plenty good. Maybe compressing larger messages could be interesting in storage and transit. Uh, the problem with that is that we also have full text search on messages, and so I don't know how that um, plays out. In transit, I would say, yeah, sure, why not? Um, yeah, but you do need to have full text search. Like in a chat server, you want to have the ability to search history. Do you have attachment messages? Well, right now this is not implemented yet, but the plan is to support attachments. Yes, and attachment size, for example, is 100% going to be something that gets uh, limited. Obviously. Oh, search and nukes the storage compression idea. I guess kinda. I guess um you would need to have the thing to be um aware of compression for it to work, but it's not something that is supported by SQLite. You know what? This actually I find interesting. I wonder if there's a way of compressing SQLite on disk, like in a transparent way, assuming that that's what you want to do. Although I'll say I think that it should be fine. Really, I think that it should be fine for most people. Like maybe you'll need a server with a hard drive that is not minuscule, but like I think even 10 GB, it's gonna take you a while to fill out 10 GB with just text. Attachments, it's a different story, but just text um shouldn't be a problem. Um, and 10 gig is like I don't know, it's what you get from super tiny VMs. So let's see. If you plan to support it, how will you go to store them? Um, Mini IO. I think the idea is to support two main ways. One is you use your local drive, and the other one is that you use something S3 compatible, and so then the server admin decides what they like, what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised if many SQLite libraries just make compression a config option. Well, this would be an option in SQLite itself. Let's see. SQLite on this compression. Does SQLite compress data? Does have a set of proprietary extensions for that and other purposes. Look at zipvfs. You can achieve a lot of compression in your data by encoding fields as integers. Paid professional support. Proprietary SQLite extensions. Oh, the core SQLite library found on this website is in the public domain, but there also exist proprietary license extensions of SQLite. Encryption extension will read and write database files encrypted using blah, blah, blah. Compressed and encrypted read-only database. No. ZipVFS extension will both read and write database files that are both compressed and optionally encrypted using application supplied compression and encryption routines. Who makes this? Document not found. Womp womp. So yeah, you do that at another layer, I guess. It is having something like Matrix client server. The way I think about it is self-hosted Discord. So kind of like Discord, not a one-to-one, not aimed at gamers, not Nitro, for example, but something that vaguely resembles Discord, but that you can self-host. So you self-host the server, and then you connect to it via well, a client. Okay, that last part didn't tell anything new, but you get the idea. Yeah, in any case, I think that these are all things that like server admins can do on their own if they really need to. I do think that your would probably be fine. Awebo doesn't support glowing profile pictures and effects that prevent people from reading the profile model. No. Is it end to end? What is end to end? If you mean messages sent in chat channels, no, because it's not end to end encrypted, because it's basically like public stuff that people that create new accounts can see normally. We have no direct messages, so if we added direct messages, we would want them probably to be encrypted, but we don't have them. The idea is it privacy first like Matrix? No. Also, I don't know, this privacy first, like this reads marketing to me. To me, Matrix is bloated garbage first, more than anything else. I hate the client. I saw what you have to do to run the server, and I was not impressed. So we're non-garbage. We're non-garbage UX and non-garbage server admin experience first, I would say. So it doesn't make sense to encrypt messages in channels because these are meant to be seen by about bajillion people. So there's no point in making them encrypted. There is an optional idea of signing cryptographically messages, but it is optional. So that means that if you set up a server with your friends and you're not in a high stakes situation where not signing your messages means that the server admin could potentially forge uh, you know uh, compromising messages and send them in your name. Again, because the assumption is that it's a server with you and your friends in it, and you're just playing video games in there, then you don't have to worry with any of the cryptographic signing bullshit. But if instead you're in another situation where you're in another Awebo server and that one is public and serious, then the idea is to support also cryptographic signing of messages. Not end-to-end encryption though, because all those channels are meant to be not one-to-one conversations or tiny group conversations. They're supposed to be big group conversations. Then what we want to do instead is, if possible, I haven't done it yet. I've seen a paper from Discord, but if it is possible and like not too hard, try to have end-to-end encrypted voice calls. So you can create a voice channel where you guarantee that nobody can snoop in who is not present in the call. Because without end-to-end encryption of the voice call, you could in theory have the server admin modify the server for them to be able to listen in on ongoing calls without physically entering the room. But if we do pull off end to end, then they won't be able to do so. They will only be able to hear what's being said by making themselves visible to other participants. Even if it's public, I think TLS is nice to print. I mean, we need to have TLS, that's for sure. Right now we don't, but we obviously will need to have TLS. And no doubt. I mean, there's passwords involved at the very least. So, yeah. Passwords tend to start to lose meaning once you don't have TLS. So we're going to have TLS. We're not going to have end-to-end encryption for channel messages. We will try to have end-to-end encryption for voice calls. We're not going to have DMs soon. DMs, maybe if the project takes off and people start using it, then we could consider implementing the EMS, but I would implement the EMS as a completely separate system that has nothing to do with self-hosted servers, because otherwise it's just like Janktown. Like a PGP signing kind of thing, I guess, kinda. Yeah, for signing messages, something along those lines. Hopefully less boomer and clunky than how that stuff usually works with emails. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So what do we start working on when it comes to synchronization? So we need to have the client tell the server what is the last event that it saw. I'm starting to think that we should be able to pull this off with a single timestamp and not multiple ones. Certainly very clunky. Yeah, unfortunately, and this is partially the reason why we're doing this project. Unfortunately, open source software, like free software, social applications, they're like just not good, generally speaking. They are horrible usually to use, but then they're also horrible to manage, like to do server admin with them. Matrix has I went to a conference that used okay, I've been to FOSDEM. Actually, I haven't been to FOSDEM. I participated to the online version of FOSDEM during the pandemic, and my experience with Matrix was a disaster. Then I went to another conference a few years after. So in the meantime, Matrix had improved a bunch, in theory at least. And so I went to that other conference, and they had a Matrix server running on a beefy machine, like I don't remember precisely, but uh, like 12 cores at least, probably more. Lots of gigs of RAM, like 32 gigs of RAM, blah blah blah. The conference had 200 people participating, probably less than that, definitely not more than that. Let's say 200. The conference had 200 people participating, and we were using the chat server on our phones during the conference, including to ask questions to the speaker. You would not believe how laggy the experience was, um, how unusable. 200 people, man. It's not even that many. And like when you send chat messages, like the thing is, when the social group scales up, it's not like chat activity also scales up linearly with it. Actually does not. The more people you have in a room, the smaller the fraction of people that actually do post and send messages. Sure, you have to fan out to more people, so you have to do more work as more people join. Fair, but it's not like the activity explodes, and it just would not work. It was cringe. What about private channels? Would people that are not part of private channels hypothetically be able to snoop in on those messages? Um, we have an issue for private channels. So we do plan to support, well, we call them secret channels. We do plan to support them. But the answer is no, this should not happen, because who can see the data, like the database, is the admin, the owner, and other admins. And admins can see everything. So admins are unaffected by secret channels. So you cannot make a channel secret with respect to an admin. And so that's fine. As for other normal users who do not have access to those channels, who are not being granted access to those channels, well, we don't send them the data. That's the plan. So the data is not encrypted, sure, but it's not like we're sending all the channel data and then we're telling the client, but don't show this to your user. We just don't send it to clients that don't have permission. So here in the issue, you can see what you have to do. You have to do some, you need to add some logic to make sure that you filter out and from search results, and then you properly make sure to not give information about secret channels to clients that don't have access. But that doesn't, that has very little to do with encryption, with the way this stuff is modeled here. Yeah. Let's see. It's 5 p.m. You know what? I think I need a break. Is Windows size U0 the ultimate stress test for your ring buffer? Just one message. Yeah. Because the dependency doesn't work on latest Zig master. Yeah. Yeah, we need also to do another round of upgrades to latest Zig. I think we have another. I think we might have more stuff that has trouble. In any case, I think that currently as is, it could be also a stress test. Like if you have if we are not careful, and you have a window that has like a computer that has a resolution that is big enough, what do you end up with is where basically the 64 messages that you are supposed to see, they they don't occupy the full height. And so what happens is that the application will should, in theory, try to fill up also what's missing, like the missing space, trying to fill the full view. And if we're not careful with how we manage that, we might end up also like doing a bajillion requests for no good reason. So we need to be careful also with those situations. I do think that 64 messages is already enough to make this not a problem, but yeah, we do need a little bit of care. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to take a break. Sorry, everybody. I'm feeling kind of tired. We need some work. I need to take a break so that I can recharge my batteries and then see if I can do some more work in a bit. But yeah, bit by bit, we're inching towards success. So thank you all for hanging out. Let me see if anybody is doing Zig. It seems that there's nobody else, so I'm just gonna call it a day. So thank you all for hanging out. You know what? I'll send you to T2 SDE. At least it's not vibe coding. Go say hi. Be nice. See you next time.